Good morning. So I am Jennifer and I am a relieved. Y'all relieved. Slave of Jesus Christ. Let me tell you why. Look at this hair, y'all. Look at this hair. It's beautifully installed. It's gorgeous. It's exactly what I asked for. Y'all, our girl, she did a great job. But the color is so bright. It's so bright. Y'all, let me take this down. This is it. So some of y'all may not know exactly what's going on. So I'll tell you. Yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah, buddy, I'm gonna let you know. The Lord had me completely stripped down. Y'all, I was wearing just regular clothes. It took me 3 minutes to get ready, y'all. 3 minutes to get ready. You ain't gotta wait on me. Y'all, I had my natural hair going. I didn't have nails, lashes, none of that stuff. Just completely stripped down with a look that was below basic. I would have had to put effort in to be basic. I didn't care. I lost my life. I lost my identity. It didn't matter. But the Lord told me, He's like, I want to be able to use you in a different way for what it is that I want you to do. I want you to pick that stuff back up. See, you were in that for yourself and then you lost it for me. Now I want you to pick it up for me so I can use it. Why? Because I want to send you into the world to be able to give a message to the world that they will readily receive. So I need you, Jennifer, to look like the world. One of the things he had me do during my devotion time, which is why it's so important to submit your devotion time to the Lord so he can have you do what it is that he wants you to do. Some of you guys are just reading scripture, praying, doing worship, and calling it a day. And the Lord is like, I actually had another plan. I rarely have two devotion times that are just alike. It's always something different. The Lord is so amazing in that way. But he had me watch The Matrix. Why? Because it was for my purpose. He's like, you see, they're used to pull people out of the world system to unplug them. This is what I'm sending you to do, to go into the world and to pull people out. So I need you to look like the world so they will receive you. He had me watch The Matrix because he pointed out, like, this is what they wear when they're in the real world. They don't put on any facade or anything. They're wearing like stripped down clothing. And I have an issue with the fact that it's always so dirty and so sweaty, like around the neck. It's always so terrible. I guess it's for the drama. It's for the. I was like, why I gotta be dirty? But they don't care. But when they go into the Matrix, oh, they suited and booted. Oh, you can't tell Trinity nothing. She got on that patent leather. She working it. You see Neo head to toe. He got on a long trench. He like, I'm here to serve, baby. I'm here to serve. So Trinity, when she goes into the club to go get Neo, she's not wearing the clothes that she wears in the real world. She's dressed like how she need to be dressed for the club. She got her hair together, she got her makeup together, she got her outfit together. She's ready for the club, honey. She ready for the club because she need to go get something in the club. Now she can't wear her clothes that she wear on a Nebuchadnezzar to the club. because they ain't gonna let her in. And she needs to draw Neo in. So she's wearing what's required to be able to fit the purpose that Morpheus is sending her on, which is to go get the one. And the one is in the club, y'all. Why? Because they use the people he know that goes to the club to get a message that they needed to meet. Why she didn't go to his door? Well, you see, when he answered the door for his friends, he had that joker like halfway open. Not even halfway, just like that much open so he could see who it was. And he was like ready to shut that door. So that wasn't the way to be able to approach him. He needed to be approached when he was wide open in the club. So she was effective at doing what she needed to do because she was willing to present herself in a way that would give her entry and access to where she needed to go to get done what she needed to get done. So the Lord was showing me that, Jennifer, for what I want you to do, I want you to give a message to the world, but I need you to don the attire and the appearance of the world so that they'll receive you. I'm using you in a real specific way. See, some of you guys, you're thinking fivefold ministry. You don't know how God wants to use you. God's also showed me a lot of my spiritual giftings and different ways that He wants to be able to use me, and showed me a lot of other different things that He wants to do with me. The Lord has me like with 5, 6 different projects. It's amazing. He's just incredible like that. Like, yeah, this is your whole life I'm working with, but they're so unique. They're so different and using so many different things that I didn't realize that He wanted to do. But God has a specific purpose for you, and you need to find that. And with that comes your identity and how you're going to express that so you could be effective in doing what it is that He needs you to do. So you need to be open to that and spend time with Him. Some of you guys may be thinking you're doing what the Lord wants you to do, and you may, I don't know, be on track, be off track, I don't know, but the Lord just needs to maybe tweak it, maybe course correct, may need to do something. And you need to spend time with the Lord. Well, that's why the message ain't do what I do or do what I say, is to follow God. You got a major decision you got to make in your life. You got something you want to do in your life. Why are you going to them? Follow God. He got the answer. So I'm like, okay, I get it. I get it. He's also showing me, he's like, I'm not sending you for the healthy. I'm sending you for the sick. Those that know, you don't got to worry about them. I'm sending you for those that don't, so you can inform them. Hmm. Imagine if I showed up to church like this, y'all, trying to preach a message about follow God. What would they say? And he's like, that's exactly why I want you to do it. It's going to ruffle some feathers because they're not going to ask you if that's what God told you to do. They're going to judge you and they're going to shut you down because they don't want you following God. They want you following them. Hmm. They want that control. That's that Jezebel spirit that's going on in the church. So I might send you just so you can ruffle up some feathers. But he's showing me all this, and I'm like, okay, I get all this. I get what he desires me to do. But I'm making these changes, and he's constantly teaching me. He's like, I'm not needing you to sit with the Pharisees and with the Sadducees and make them feel comfortable. I'm not sending you to them. When I came, I wasn't trying to sit and eat with them and hang out with them. No, I was with the tax collectors, the prostitutes, and the sinners. That's where I was at. That's where I'm sending you to. And I was telling truth to them Pharisees and Sadducees that had a problem with it. I'm sending you to the lost. So, like Paul, if you got to become all things in order to do that, If you got to don the shell of the loss to do that, then that's what I'm calling you to do. Y'all. So I get it. But y'all, when I saw this red, y'all, I was having problems. I was having problems. Look, when he was telling me to go spend money I didn't have on all these clothes, it was stretching my faith. I was uncomfortable. But he's like, do you have the faith for it? When he told me to get these long nails, I was like, okay, bet I could do nails. But I'm like, it's not really the shape, not really the color, but, and the length, but, I'll suffer for the gospel. When he told me to get these earrings and these lashes, y'all, I was like, why does it look like I have fur babies on my eyes? Like, Lord, I need help with this. I need help. When he told me to get the piercing and the tattoos, I said, God, I need your help. I need your help. He says, I need you to pull yourself out of your religion so you can pull other people out of their religions, right? Hey, can you come back at a different time? Oh, yes, ma'am. Thank you. No, it's okay. Housekeeping. So he was like, I need you to come out of your religion first. I need to be able to send people to do what it is that I need for them to do without being in this box and being limited. People only want to go do what it is that they feel safe and comfortable doing. They don't want to do what's required, what I'm requiring for them to do. Jennifer, let go of your religion. Stop worrying about it. All of this has purpose, and it does. When I see how much this teaches and preaches on its own, like, do you want me to follow you or follow God? Where do you get uncomfortable at? Do you get uncomfortable with the earrings? Because if you say the piercing is worldly because you're not supposed to cut your flesh because you want to go back to Deuteronomy, then why are you okay with my earrings? Are my earrings too big? Should they be smaller? What's the right size? Does my weave keep me out of heaven? Does it keep me out of relationship with the Father? How you know the Father didn't want me to do this to reach a certain audience? When I was in my devotion time one day, I was just drawing out these tattoos because what I did was I was like, I want to be able to be like this anywhere in the world and put my hands up to the Lord and just be able to be reminded of this amazing journey, this odyssey that the Lord took me on. To pull me out of the world system, to teach me his ways, to heal me, to teach me, to lead me, to guide me, to prepare me, and then to launch me. But I wanted to remember this season because the Lord drew me so close to him. He drew me so close to him, y'all, that this is where he really just showed me so much of himself. And I'm just like so thankful. So I came up with these tattoos, y'all, and uh they have a lot of different meaning to them, which I might talk about, but in a different video. But one says, look, I offer you my last breath to do with it what you choose. I offer my hands and my feet, not only to you, but to all to put nails through if they so choose. I share with you the crucifixion. I join you on the cross. Look how beautiful. That was my heart's cry back then. And it still is right now. And I wanted to put all of these things on me just to remind me wherever I was at in the world of my commitment to Christ, of this journey I've taken and am taking with Christ, to have a fresh surrender, to know that the Lord is with me, to renew my commitment. I just wanted to be able to, in a moment's notice, be drawn back to Him. And not just to Him, but like my desire to want to be so lost in Him. That's my heart, y'all. That's my heart. So he said, get the tattoo. Because that was my heart's cry. It's like I wanted to be that so far in with Jesus Christ, I went to go get this done and told them on the phone very specifically, I wanted a dermal, asked them what time, asked them about the piercing. Do you know they sent a text right back after we finished the conversation and said, "What did you want for your tattoo?" I said, I text back, I said, I didn't ask for a tattoo. I asked for a piercing. And I'm thinking in my head, like, it was pretty clear I wanted a piercing. There was no doubt about that. But then the Lord said, go get the tattoo. I went down to sit with the person that was doing my tattoo, and the person that was doing my tattoo has said, was just talking to me. And while he was talking, though, the Lord was like, I want you to know I've called you to do this. So because I called you to do this, I'm going to share the pain with you. You're not going to feel it all. I'm going to carry the burden of most of this pain. So you know for a fact I called you to do this thing. Because you know how I am. Me and, still breaking out of my religion. I realize there's layers to it. Oh yeah. So I did it. I almost fell asleep. Like some of it hurt. When we did this part of it, oh, baby, I was like, oh, I gotta suffer for the gospel. God, it's so funny because he was talking to me and he was like, I thought you said you would be persecuted for me because I was telling the Lord, I was like, I would do it. I will go to China. I will go to the underground church. I'll get persecuted for you. I'll get tortured for you. Like, I will be one of the ones that is like your ride or die. I'll do it. So he had me watch Torture for Christ, and but I'm like, I'll do it for you, God. He said, Jennifer, you said you would be tortured for me. You can't stand a little bit of pain for me. This is a tattoo and a piercing. He had me laughing. He was like, my people, they talk so much when they be in prayer with me, but when I call them on it and we in a situation, it'd be a different thing. It do, don't it? Oh God, I'll give my all to you. Oh God, I'll do anything for you. And then he make that demand, and we'd be like, Lord, help me. Let's reason together. Let us talk about this thing and work through this thing. Hey, treat me like Moses when you told him to go to the Pharaoh, because I got some questions. Can we talk? So, but I was still stretched. So I'm like being stretched and stretched and stretched, y'all. When I got through with this hair and saw this hair, I said, okay, God, think I've been stretched enough. Think I've been stretched enough. Okay, okay, okay. I was really struggling with it last night, y'all. I was struggling, and the Lord was just teaching me and showing me why and what the purpose was and what He needed me to do with it, and all of this stuff. One of the things He was telling me is like, you lost your life, you lost yourself to me, right? So why do you keep talking about yourself and who you are and how you see yourself and what you should be doing and what you like and what you dislike? You are crucified to me. If you are crucified, then why do you have so many feelings? Right? I have this thing where I'm like, dead men don't feel. So if you really dead to Christ, if you really dead to this world, if you really crucified, what's the problem? That means it's just the area that is being highlighted that needs to be crucified. But he's like, why do you keep talking about yourself and how you feel like you're dead to self? So I was struggling. I realized, the next day why, because the Lord had told me this morning, and this is why I really wanted to do this video, not to talk about, necessarily this red hair, but to talk about how good our Father is. How good our Father is. He's so good. Today is supposed to be my Sabbath day, and on my Sabbath day, I fast on my Sabbath day. So I got up this morning. And usually the Lord wakes me up at 3. Today it was like 6. I got up and he was like, Jennifer, whatever it is that you want to do, you could do today. You're free. It's like, okay, your girl went back to sleep. That's what she did. I'm free to sleep. I'm going back to sleep. I went back to sleep. I got back up a little while later, and he's like, whatever you want to do, you can do. So I put on a gospel song, but you know what? Which also the Lord has been stretching me with all of this secular music. And I'm like, feeling so worldly. But he's just recommending these worldly songs to me. And I think, again, it's to help me break out of that religion because if I'm going to go minister to um, worldly people, like I can't feel a kind of way about being in somebody's house that is playing rap music or that's watching, the BET Hip Hop Awards or something if I'm supposed to minister to them. So I was just telling the Lord, in the morning, I was like, I just need to be with you. I need to spend time with you. My soul is feeling so disheveled. I'm feeling unsettled. I'm feeling disturbed. Like, all of this is just much, God. And I know much is little in your hands, but it's a lot for me, Lord. And I'm feeling all over the place. Like, I'm feeling like I just need to be with you. And he's like, okay, go ahead and go for a walk, you know, or do you want to go for a walk? And I'm like, yeah. And that's usually how we spend a lot of our devotion time together. So I went for my walk and he was like, well, what's wrong, Jennifer? Talk to me. And I was telling him all that stuff. And I realized like what the problem was that I realized that this wasn't the way for me a long time ago. And I realized that this is of the world and I got myself out of the world. And I felt like for me, this extreme shows something. What does it show? Like you're desiring to express yourself because there's like maybe an explosion that's taking place that you want to break out of and you want to make like a bold statement. You want to, tell society you don't care about fitting into the constructs of what they feel like is an acceptable human being. You want to be able to toss off the limits of all that. You may be focused on the external and you want to use the external to send a message that may be rooted in rejection, may be rooted in unhealthy emotions or trauma. I'm like, maybe this is a show of just being lost because when I was lost, this is what I was doing, just looking for something outside of myself to add to me. And I was like, I feel like I look like somebody that's searching and that's lost or that's trying. And I'm found in you, Jesus. I don't need any of that. And I don't like the appearance of that. I don't like feeling that way. I don't like any of that. And the Lord, He's so gracious. He's so gracious. And what He taught me may help you because what He said was, Jennifer, this is not just me doing something. This is not you doing something. This is us doing it together. There may be times where I'm going to call you to do something and you're just going to have to do it. You're going to have to do it. But I will provide you what is needed so that you can do it. I'll grace you so that you're able to do it. You look at Jesus in the garden, he was sweating bullets because he was pressed. But because his desire was to do his will and not his own will, to do the will of the Father and not his own will, he prayed, pass this cup before me, but let your will be done. So what did he do? The Lord strengthened him and enabled him to be able to stand when the time came to be like, who was it you looking for? All of them jokers fell out, got back up. He said, who is it that you looking for? It is I, right? So he's telling me like there's some things you're just going to have to do, but I will, when you call out to me, I will enable you to do it. He said, but there's some things that we can work with each other on. I can help you to get to where I need you to go. You just need to bring that before me. So there was a time when the Lord asked me to gather all my stuff up and get rid of it. Why? Because it was all worldly and we were in the process of stripping down. He wanted me to come unto him. And I was struggling because there was some cute stuff in there. There was some gems, but this was my identity. So this was a part of losing my identity at the time. And y'all, I was struggling. Oh, I was struggling. I was like, I do not want to let go of this. I spent so much time building all this stuff and doing all of this stuff. I didn't want to, but I was like, Lord, help me with it. So he had me pack all my stuff, put it in the garage. I was working out of the garage for a little bit, doing my beauty stuff in the garage. Then he had me put all the stuff in bags. Then he had me take the bags and move them outside. Then he had me take the bags from moving them outside to moving them in the back of my car. Then one day he made the demand. He said, now it's time to throw it out. And this was over weeks. Like he really helped me to be able to do it. By the time we got ready to throw them bags out, I had already been operating with all that stuff for so long. Like it didn't really, it was just like, all right, let's go. Let's just do it. Little anxiety, little stress, little, just because I'm letting it go, but I was able to do it. But he'll do that. He'll help you with it. So what he was telling me was, Jennifer, when we go out into the world, like I want to be able to do this dance with you. I want there to be this synergy, this movement that takes place where we are just in tune with each other, doing the dance with each other. He said, but when we go out and do the dance, that's for public. But when they're practicing to go out and do the dance, two dance partners, they're not in the place with all the lights and all the beautiful decor and all the people and all the glitz and glamour and stuff. They in somewhere that's raw. They in somewhere that's white, got mirrors and got a dance floor. And that's it. It's raw. One of the dance partners, they may have a vision, they may know what they need to do, they may have seen it all happen before, they may have seen themselves actually doing it for the public. But as they bring the other person in, they got to work from where that other person is at. They got to be able to teach the other person the moves and see what that person can do within the moves and make adjustment based off of that. Okay, see, I'm trying to spin you, but for some reason your body don't want to do it. What's happening? Okay, maybe we can do like a turn instead. Let's see what a turn look like. And they make adjustments, right? Okay, for some reason you don't want to do this. Okay, wait, you hate doing that. You're uncomfortable. Come on, just try. After trying for a little bit, look, okay, let's try to rework this. Let's see if we could tweak this a little bit so that we could both, be really comfortable and happy with what we're doing. Yeah, we want to push, we want to challenge, but we both want to be in this flow. So if it's blocking the flow, let's work that thing out, you know? And it's ugly. It's an ugly process. You're starting, you're stopping, you're talking, you're working through things. There's anger, there's frustration because you can't get things. You may think the other person doesn't understand you. It's the practice room is not, it ain't pretty. Two people are trying to figure this thing out with each other. They're trying to learn each other and how to make a product that when it's presented to the world looks flawless, looks beautiful, but not just that, looks effortless. But it takes a minute to get there and it takes vulnerability. It takes inquisition. It takes being open and honest and telling someone where you are. It takes this bringing your whole self there and working through all this so that you can come up with something that both of you guys can move forward in confidence with. He said, Jennifer, I want to get this dance move down so much with you that when we go out there, oh, there's this synergy where we're in a flow that we could start freestyling. You could go out there and you could go ahead and just do as you will. And I'm going to back that thing up. Why? Because you're already in a flow in alignment with me. So you can't get off course because I'm with you. You know me. You know where I'm going. You know what I'm doing. So you can get out there and get loose and I'm going to back that thing up. He said, also, I want you to trust that I'm going to take it a different way. I may want to do something, and you just open yourself up to flow with me because you know what we do. What we We've been practicing. It's lock proof. And you could sit there and move in a direction maybe that we haven't practiced and know that I got you. He's like, but right now we're in a stage where we are in the practice room and we're gonna get it right. We're gonna get it together. It's not gonna be pretty, it's not gonna be ugly, you're not gonna be comfortable. Okay? When they in the dance room, they not wearing they dance clothes and no, they got their hair up in a bun. They got on whatever they need to do so they could do the practice. They sweating. They, they putting in work. They doing no hard work. When they get out on the floor, oh, they make it look easy. They make it look like this is just what they do. They make it look like the practice didn't even happen. That this is just who we are, right? He's like, I want to do that with you. So what he said was, today you're not taking a Sabbath and you're not fasting, which was good because I was starting to get hungry, y'all. I was feeling my stomach. But what he said was, I want you to get a number to somebody who can tone down the red to something that you'll feel comfortable with. I want the red. I told you to do red, but I understand if you're not comfortable with it, get a deeper red, but it still got to pop. He said, if you don't like the color or the shape of your nails, go get that shape that you said you wanted. I still want the length, but if you want to change the shape around, you can. He said, go get these little things filled, my eyelashes, because I want you to do that. Why? Because y'all was having such a problem with these eyelashes that I was taking the soap for my lashes and I was like rubbing so hard because I was trying to get them off. I was hoping low key, like some of them will fall off, and they did. Lord was like, put that back. And I had to trust them because I was ready to take them off that day. But if you notice on camera with the lashes like they pop, in reality, y'all, it's a situation. It looked like fur babies, but on camera, like if you kind of see, it's a lot. But on camera, it pops. He's like, I need you to trust. Like with my natural, it was too much, not my natural hair. But with the weave and on camera, it pops. He's like, so trust me. He's like, I want you to fix all of that today. And then we're going to go work out because I haven't been able to work out for 2 days because of these tattoos that I had. He said, today we can work out. And I don't work out on my Sabbath because it's a rest day. And I don't consume, I don't make any purchases, on the Sabbath either. So he's like, yeah, I want you to make purchases. I want you to get this stuff done that you need to get done. So go ahead. We'll take the Sabbath another day. But I want you to come out feeling good about what it is that we're doing in the direction that we're moving in. So I'm like, that's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. He's like, Jennifer, we're going to do this together. I love you. And you see within that, there were still requirements, but he's like, I'm going to help you through it. I'm going to help you with it. He's Lord over the Sabbath, right? It's his day. He can do what he want to do with it. I'm not following rules. I'm following God. God tell me I'm not taking a Sabbath. Okay. Sometimes he tells me, and I'm like, God, I really needed to rest. I'm not arguing. I'm just expressing a concern, a deep concern, y'all. Sometimes he be having me work on the Sabbath, and I'll be like, God, I really just wanted to chill. But then I realized it was all for the good because it was something he needed me to do. That if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have been prepared and ready for something. So I understand. But y'all, today I was like, bet. All right. Hey, what you want me to do? I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Where we going? What we doing? How we doing it? But y'all, pray that I find somebody. Look at how it's installed. It's gorgeous. But pray that I find somebody that can get this color together. What would you and this is the color that I asked for. So the girl that I did my hair was like on point. It's just, you know, when you actually put it on and can see how it's going to look with your skin color and everything, it's just a different situation. So pray that somebody make themselves available on the Sunday to get me together. Follow God because He loves you. And even with the angst and the anxiety and the stress that you may have about doing what it is that He's requiring you to do, bring it to Him and ask Him to help you move forward in what He's calling you to do. And just trust Him. He will. If He's not allowing you to make adjustments or to not do it and he wants you to move forward in it, just trust that it is the exact right move that he wants you to do and it's for purpose that's beyond your understanding and it'll all work together for your good. All right, talk soon. Bye.